Okay, so where did I leave off? Okay, Satan then appeared to him with 30 men of his host in the form of handsome men, Satan himself being the elder and tallest among them, with a fine beard. They stood at the mouth of the cave and called out Jared from within. He came out to them and found them looking like fine men, full of light and of great beauty. He wondered at their beauty and their looks, and thought within himself whether they might be of the children of Cain. He said in his heart, as the children of Cain cannot come up to the height of this mountain, and none of them is so handsome as these appear to be, and among these men there is not one of my kindred, they must be strangers. So, in his heart, he knew like something don't seem right. They handsome. They're not allowed to come up the mountain. You have to read. You have to go back and read to understand why Cain children were not allowed to come up the mountain. But he knew, like he was like going through like a little checklist in his head, like something's not right. So let's continue. He said, also in his heart, as the children of Cain cannot. Oh, okay, all right. Then Jared and they exchanged a greeting, and he said to the elder, remember the elder was Satan among them, "Oh, my father, explain to me the wonder that is in thee, and tell me who these are with thee, for they look to me like strange men." So this was Jared talking to them, like, who are you guys? And then the elder began to weep, and the rest wept with him, and said to Jared, I am Adam, who God made first, and this is Abel, my son, who was killed by his brother Cain, into whose heart Satan put to murder. Now you see, Satan and these 30 men are trying to appear to Jared as his family. This sounds very, very, very similar to the mediums, the psychics, when they say, their parents is there, or whoever they're trying to contact is there. This is in the scripture. Like, a lot of people like to say, like, the book of Adam and Eve, it was taken out for a reason. It's not right. This right here, a lot of people like, okay, why is it that psychics are able to tell me certain things? This scripture right here is telling you how. It's telling you how. It says right here, he is right here. He's appearing to Jared as if he is his family. Let me continue reading. It says okay, hold on. Then the elder began. Okay, I have to say that. Okay, so he right here said. Then the elder began to weep, and the rest weep with him, and he said to Jared, I am Adam, who God made first, and this is Abel, my son, who was killed by his brother Cain, into whose heart Satan put to murder him. This is my son Seth, whom I asked of thy Adonai, who gave him to me to comfort me instead of Abel. Let me go back. So let me read it again. Because I said Adonai, because I like to use the Hebrew rules. But let me go back. The Hebrew names. Let me go back. Then this is my son Seth, whom I asked of the Lord, who gave him to me to comfort me instead of Abel. Then this one is my son Enos, son of Seth, and the other one is Canaan, son of Enos. So Satan is, so he using the 30 men, and he going back to say, like, this is like all of the men in your family, and he started naming them. He even was able to explain like what happened, what caused Cain to kill Abel. Familiar spirit. So, which is Satan, but it's a familiar spirit because he is communicating to him in a way that's communicating things, talking about things that are familiar to him. That's why they're called familiar spirits. Okay, let me continue. So it says, so he started naming everybody in his family. It said, but Jared remained wondering at their appearance and at the speech of the elder to him. Then the elder said to him, marvel not, O my son, we live in a land north of the garden, which Yah created before the world. He would not let us live there, but place us inside the garden, below which ye are now dwelling. So, and that's what familiar spirits do. They tell you a little bit of truth, and then the rest be lies. But it's hard to like pinpoint what is the truth and what is the lie. Like he telling him about his family and everything, and he telling him about the garden where they're living. I mean the garden Eden and where y'all placed them to live and everything. All of that is right, but he lied about the part like who they really are. But it's hard for him to decipher that because first of all, he didn't even go to Yah. He didn't say, "Let me go talk to Yah. Let me see." He didn't do that. See, Adam and Eve, they had got in a rhythm of, "Let me go to Yah. Let me ask him, did you send this angel? Who is this?" And Jared, he didn't do that. That's where he made a mistake at. And this is what it's teaching us that we have to continue. Let me slow down. Let me slow down. Then the elder said to him, marvel not, O my son, we live in the land north of the garden which Yah created before the world. He would not let us live there, but place us inside the garden below which ye are now dwelling. But after that I transgressed. He made me come out of it, and I was left to dwell in this cave. Great and sorrow troubles came upon me, and when my death drew near, I commanded my son self to tend his people well. And this my commandment is to be handed from one to another until the end of the generations to come. But, O Jared, my son, we live in beautiful regions while you live here in misery, as this thy father Malila informed me, telling me that a great flood will come and overwhelm the whole earth. He knew about the flood. See, he telling him things that are true. He telling him things. So when you continue to read and read and read, when you continue reading, you go down to the verse. When you go down to verse okay, when you go down to verse 34, this is the real reason why familiar spirits, well, let me go back. This is the real reason why Satan appeared to him. Like in the beginning, he said he was envy. He envied Jared. So his main thing was to come to him in a way that was familiar to him, communicate about things that he knew about, some things he didn't know about, to try to gain his trust. And what he did was, this is it right here. It says, but while they were staying there, so they went down from the mountain. So he trusted them. He went down from the mountain, Jared. He trusted them, went down for the mountain. And this, look what Satan did. He said, but while they were staying there, 3 of the men went into the houses of the sons of Cain and said to them, bring us today some food by the fountains of water for us and our companions to eat. But when the sons of Cain saw them, they wondered at them and thought, these are beautiful to look at and such as we never saw before. So they rose and came with them to the fountain of water to see their companions. So basically, remember, Satan had 30 other angels, well, fallen angels with him, appearing as like 30 men. So when they came down from the mountain with Jared, 3 of the men, say 3? Yes, 3 of the men went into the Cain treasure houses and basically tell them, like, come join us. Like, they was getting ready, but basically getting ready to have a party. Like, come join us. Like we here, like, let me read it. So it says, but when the sons of Cain saw them, they wondered at them and thought, these are beautiful to look at and such as we never saw before. So they rose and came with